Okay, so let's finish talking about tener. Tener plus K plus an infinitive can also be used to express an obligation, meaning to have to do something. So if you have to do something, you're going to put a K with your tener. So for example, mañana tengo que asistir a clase. Tomorrow I have to attend class. Tienes que leer una biografía de Picasso. So if we're trying to decide whether to put in tener or tener que, if you see an infinitive, an unconjugated verb, then you're going to need to put a K with your tener because what you're trying to say is that you have to do something, okay? So let's do some practice with this. Okay, so here Antonio has to return at 3 o'clock. Antonio, here it's, let's see. Let's actually look, let's actually just do the second part. So provide the best solution or suggestion for each situation. So tengo dos exámenes importantes mañana. So if you've got two important exams tomorrow, you probably, so you want to say you have to study, okay? So since it's I have and we're giving advice, we're going to say you have. So we are going to use tienes, right? We're going to use tienes, you have to. So if I say I have two important tests tomorrow, then the advice that you're going to give me is you have to study, okay? So we're going to put tienes. And if we're getting ready to say study, we have to put a K after our tienes. Tienes que estudiar. Here, okay? Vamos a comer en media hora. So we're going to eat in a half an hour. So then we want to tell you then you all have to set the table. So if it's we, more than likely we're going to use you all. And you could either use tienen if you're from, Latin America, or if you're in Spain, you would use tenéis. Okay, so I'm going to pick tienen because you're probably going to use that more frequently. Okay, so if I write tienen and I'm going to write poner la mesa, I can't just leave it as that. I have to have a K between my tener and my infinitive. And what you're conjugating is just the first verb, just the tener. The tener gets conjugated for who has to do this. So I have two important exams tomorrow. You have to study. So we conjugate the tener for you. I am going to eat in a half an hour. We are going to eat in a half an hour. You all have to set the table. Mi tía Anita está enferma y está en el hospital. Where is it? So then if I'm saying my aunt is sick and she's at the hospital, then I'm going to say you have to visit her, okay? And so you have to, we're probably going to be informal, so we're going to use tienes. Okay, so if I'm going to write tienes and I'm going to write visitar a ella, okay, I have to put a K between my tienes and my visitar. Okay, mi amigo Luis siempre está cansado. So if I'm saying my friend Luis is always tired, he should probably exercise. So I'm going to say he should exercise, right? So my friend Luis, he should exercise. And he would be tiene. Okay. So again, I'm going to go ahead and write K here because I'm going to write hacer ejercicio. So if there is an infinitive, wait a minute. If there's an infinitive right after your tener, then you have to put the K. Okay, so if there's an infinitive right after tener, there's got to be a K between them. Okay, mis hermanos quieren viajar a Colombia, pero no tienen dinero. Then my advice to you is they should work more. So they is going to be tienen. So I'm going to say tienen que trabajar más. Okay. Me gusta mucho la música de Juanes, and I'm going to have to write the answer over here. So then my advice to you would be you should attend his concert. So I would say tienes que asistir a su concierto.